Hello everyone, today we're going to do a new room from TryHackMe named Ollie, created by the fabulous guy named Zero Day. Everyone knows him. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the box. So I first of all initiated the rust scan here. You can take a look at the syntax here. There's a rust scan dash a to specify the IP, that is this. And then dash u limit is to basically set the speed of the scan, that is 5000 by default, and then whatever you specify after these double dashes will be passed on to the nmap scan after rust scan detects the available ports open out of all the ports. So after it detects the open ports, it will aggressively scan those ports and then save the output in this text file. So I've already run the scan, so let's take a look at, oh my god, I cannot type. Let's take a look at the output here. What? Um, well, that should not happen. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we have SSH running on port 22, and then on 80 we can see Apache 2.4.41 is running. Also, we can see disallowed entry named this, and on port 1037 we can see waste service. Not sure what is this. Actually, this is, we can see there are a couple of dialogues here, and then we will take a look at that. So yeah, these three are the available ports here. We cannot continue with the port 22 because we do not have any credentials. We can try brute forcing it, but that would be a waste of our GPU as well as CPU resources. We'll try that at last when we are out of options. All right, so let's first of all try the port 80. Let's see on port what we have on port 80. Here's the link. So let's fetch it. Okay, so this is the IP of the machine. And here we can see Ollie login, it says username and password. So we can try a couple of default username and password like admin and admin. But it says invalid username and password. That does not work here. Instantly, we can also see here that it is running PHP IPAM version 1.4.5. And when you see this, first of all thing I try is subexploit. So I'll say subexploit IPAM. Press enter, and we can see that we have two exploits available but only of 1.4, and this no exploit available for 1.4.5, but we have an authenticated one and unauthenticated, I'm not sure. So we sure need to be authenticated. We can also try this one, but let's see what do we have in port 1337 first. So let's go over to port 1337, and we can see that it just hangs there and nothing happens. So most probably we need to connect to this via netcat. There are multiple ways of connecting to available port. So next up, instead of connecting it via browser, I'm going to try netcat. So netcat 1337 space in the IPN port, and then press enter. And here it says, hey student, what's your name? I'm going to say my name is Still. It says, what are you here for? I'm here for Crits Boy. Okay, and then it says, if you can answer a question about me, what breed of dog am I? I'm sure that that's bulldog. It says you are correct. And here we are given a set of as credentials, admin, and password. So let's first of all, let's save this password in a notebook, just so that we do not lose it. Okay, so let's go back and try logging in. So I'm gonna say admin password here. And looks like we are in. Okay, awesome. So we can see that Ollie, and we are logged in as Ollie, most probably. Okay, also we saw that SSH is open, so we can also try connecting via SSH. So I say SSH, maybe Ollie is a user, I'm not sure. Ollie, and 1010 133 122, and I say yes. And there we can see permission denied, public key. So looks like we need a private key in order to connect, like ID or RSA key. So let's leave it and let's continue here. Okay, so we already saw that version 1.4.5 is running, and there are no exploits available currently of this specific version. At this point, we can actually explore this whole application and try to find sort of ways by which we can upload some files and maybe gain a reverse shellback. But I'm sure that would have been patched till now because this is the updated version. Therefore, at this point, we are going to try the previous exploit, because on the TryHackMe page, you can see that it was mentioned that Ollie messed with a few files on the server to ensure backward compatibility. And backward compatibility, of course, means to that some files are still a previous version, that is 1.4.4. and that point 4 we saw earlier is vulnerable to SQLi. Okay, so let's copy this and start exploit. Let's copy this to our current working directory, and here we have it saved. So I'm gonna rename it because this is a lot messy. I'm gonna say it SQLi.py. Okay, so awesome. Let's see. Let's try running it instantly. So SQLi, and here we are given a usage. So -u to specify the IP. It comes with the IP. -u specify the user admin. -p specify the password. Our password is this. Oops. Here comes the password, and it just gives us no output. So we don't know what's happening, what requests were sent. We do not know anything. So for that reason, I'm going to go to burp suite and with the proxy tab options, and we are going to add another proxy listener here. So 8081. You're going to bind it to port 8081, and whatever request we made on our localhost port 8081 will be redirected to the port to the host of Ollie. That is our vulnerable machine that we are penetrating right now, and port 80, well, it's 122 actually, and then press OK. So if I browse over to 127.0.1.80.80.81, I will be redirected to, you can see yourself actually. I can type, okay, so it's right one. And we can see we have an intercept here. Turn this off, and then we can see we are redirected to Ollie login. So whatever request we make, we can actually intercept, and we can do the same on here with the help of. So we can intercept the request being made by the Python 3 script, and we can cache them on our burp suite. So here, instead of this, I'm going to specify my local IP on port 8081 and then press enter. Before that, I'm going to clear the history. So we only have the necessary ones being generated by this script. Press enter, and then we have our request generated here. We can see here login was successful. The next request is generated was on post request on this PHP, edit BGP mapping search. And here's the subnet. Okay, so here's the exploit that is generated, and then here we can see an error. It says syntax error, user variable name is illegal. So let's send this to repeater and let's see if we can try fixing it. I'm going to remove all of this and instead insert apostrophe here. It says please enter at least 2 characters. Well, okay, another apostrophe, I guess. It says no subnets found. Okay, so I'm going to try or1 equals to 1. This is my favorite one. I always try this first. Try out this first. So dash dash plus dash. The reason I'm inserting plus here to, well, we can actually just skip them. Actually, it also works without them. You can see it says no subnets found. Well, I inserted plus for URL encoding. So you can also press Ctrl U on your keyboard by selecting the text that you want to encode, and it says no subnets found. So it looks like our query was successful. Well, our query was not successful, but we did not get an error. That is what I wanted to say. So instead of apostrophe, I'm going to say double apostrophe and double inverted commas actually. And then we can see something worked. We have all of the stuff. Let's render this so we can understand it a little bit better. Okay, so here we can see our or1 equals to 1 did work. Let's see how many columns are there. So I'm going to say order by. Let's try out 4 to find the number of columns. It says no subnets found. Let's try out 5. And here we get an error. That means we have 4 columns available because there are no errors. Okay, so knowing that, next step is to do the union select and then null 4 times. And we'll see if any error pops up or not. Well, that should not if our query is successful, and we can see our query was successful. We can see our null data here. So if I insert actually like 1 here, you can see 1 being reflected here. If I insert 2 here, we cannot see 2. Let's see if it is available somewhere else. So I'll say here, I'll enter still here. Oh, if you want to enter a string, then you should put it inside commas. Okay, so still, oh, okay, there we go. Here's the still. Okay, so this data is also reflected, but inside a specific param actually. Okay, so let's try out 3. Oops. Okay, so let's try 3 here and 4 here. Send this, render this, and then we can see 3 and 4 being reflected here. Awesome. So we have actually data retrieval options. I'm not going to use this one because this is inside a parameter. So let's use these two actually to retrieve the data. We can try the current user. It says PHP IPM underscore Ollie. You can also see the database name. So I'm going to say database. By the way, I am using control plus space to send this request without clicking on send every time. Okay, so the database name is PHP IPM. At this point, you should think what like with this SQL injection, how you can take advantage to get a shell in the box. Because if you have SQL injection, you can dump the whole database with the help of SQL map. But what will be the advantage? According to me, there won't be any because you already have the credentials and you're already logged into the application. And PHP, this database is of PHP IPM. You can see here. So it will of course dump the user credentials, and you already have them. So there's no gain actually. Instead, there's another. So in general terms, you can actually create a file and create a file on that server. So for example, your server is hosted on var www.html folder. So and you have write permissions. MySQL has write permissions into it. So I actually issue a command from here, and then that file will be saved in that HTML folder, and then we can easily browse over to that specific folder with help of browser, and we will have a reverse shell. So let's check out this technique. I'll say reverse shell SQL injection. And here we have the resources, null byte. Yeah, this is the one we need. Okay, so this is the command that we need to initiate. Okay, so let's copy this and let's go to website, and make sure you do not paste this anywhere, but you should always paste it in the last column. So if I do the same in this one, or this one, it will fail. I wasted a lot of time. I know a year ago I did not knew this, and I wasted a lot of time, and I was not able to exploit something. I was doing something, and it almost frustrated me. But then after practicing a lot, I came to know at a point that if you want to use this function into out file or anything like this, then you should always do that at the last column. So that is why I am inserting it here and here. Instead of VBWL, let's try HTML because this is the default location of web server on Linux. And let's send it. And here we can say general error. So we get a general error, but the file may have been created, so we can check it. So let's close this and let's say cmd.php, and we can see /n/n/n. Well, we have a file. That means stuff did happen. So I'm going to say cmd equals to who am I? It says www.data. So yeah, awesome. Our script did work. So I'll say which Python 3 in order to gain a reverse shell using Python 3. Okay, so Python 3 is installed on the box. So let's use it. Yeah, so I copied this. Let's paste in a right here. 10, 17, 1, 253. I know I should have used refshells.com, but I always forgot it, and this is my habit of going to the pen tester one. So I pressed enter, but I did not initiate it out. Netcap listener output 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's refresh the page, and we have a shell here. Awesome. Okay, so now export trum equals to xtrum, so we can clear the shell. I made a lot of mistakes today. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so we are inside the server. Let's control Z and then stdvi raw dash echo, so we get a fully TTY shell working. So ls, okay, everything's fine. Now we can actually do autofill. So if I type cdf then press tab, it will autofill up. Awesome. Also if I press control C, our terminal will not crash. Okay, so let's check out the users on this box. So I'm gonna say ls-la home, And here we can see Ollie as a folder. So this could mean Ollie is a user in the box. So we can actually try so Ollie and then password. We can see we have password here. So always try the passwords that you have found. And here we have the shell used as in uh, as Ollie. All right. Here we also have a config.php file. Let's check this out. So let's config.php file. Oops. Okay. Here we are given okay, so there's a database connection details, user being this and password is being this. Let's copy this password, keep it in here. Okay. We are not going to explore the database because there's nothing interesting there. And we can actually try launching linpiece here, but I do not like linpiece, honestly. At this point, I'm going to try PSPY64 to look at the processes that are running on this machine, such as cron jobs or the one that we cannot see normally. So I'll go back to the Linux folder and license server here, and let's go inside temp, and then let's download the PSPY. If you do not know PSPY, you can actually download it from the GitHub. It is available there. You can search up PSPY64 and you will get it, and it will also show you how it works and why is it important. As I told you, we can monitor Linux processes running in the background that you cannot see normally, and like cron jobs being run as by user root or any other user on the box, and you cannot see what it's doing, what command it is issuing. But with the help of PSPY, you can actually see what commands are being run as other users, what they are doing. You can monitor almost every process actually. So we'll see. You can see here UID 0 means the process being run as root. Here we can see Python 3-u olliebot.py. So our olliebot.py script is running and it is being run by root. And if you see, the path has not been specified. And if you so this is generally, if I'm right, this is inside the root folder because user has not specified the path of this file. So if I actually try out in my machine the same command, I press enter, you can see it says cannot open file home kali desktop thm. So it is going inside the current user's home directory. So if root is running it, then for sure it will go inside the root, and then olliebot.py, it will search for the olliebot script inside the root folder. Here we have a lot of processes running. Also we can see feedme is running here. This is not a normal one. You can see it is being running as root, and then a couple of system dev and not sure what they are. We can actually try searching for this feedme and let's see what it is. So I'll say find slash dash name, let's say feedme to return dev null, and here we can see user bin feedme. So I guess these binaries are shown inside brackets because in PSPY we saw feedme was inside brackets. So if a binary is running, then it is inside brackets. I'm not sure about this. Do not believe my words. I'm not sure why it was inside brackets, but this is a binary, we know. Okay, so we can see that we have write permissions to it, and we can actually simply just write into it. So let's say nano feedme. Oops. Okay, so this is the bash file, and let's open on list port 1234. And again, we are going to go to, oh my God, I have a lot of things running. So let's just close them. And then again, reverse shell cheat sheet, copy the bash one. So 1234, 717.1253. Save it, and then we should get our reverse shell in a few minutes. And here we have a shell. Awesome. So I guess this was it for the box. I am really sorry. I do not know why, but my mind has been filled with a lot of things and I was not able to explain this box in a way I should have. But I hope this video helped you a little bit in understanding what you did not. Um, If you want to, you can contact me. I'm available. I'm ready to help you. And thank you so much for watching, and thanks to the Zero Day for making this box. This was an awesome box. I'll see you next time. Thank you.